Cool. I'm not saying he didn't, but he did. But I don't know nothing about.
Did he say he want to do a whole training camp with me and come to Colorado and
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about it.
Coach Calvin, though. Ask Coach Calvin.
Maybe Calvin. You asking me? I don't know. If he did, if I heard him, I'd have said yeah. But I don't. You know.
Okay, so why
I know you.
Why do you want to come train with me?
I have no idea.
Still should stay in the gym. I think if I'm being honest about that sparring with me and him, it was like good work. It was like good work. Me and him, two smart fighters. I ain't gonna say. I felt like if it was a fight, I won, but it was good work. Like it was somebody. He made me think. I made him think.
Boxing is truly a box of surprises, as Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis just formed one of the most unexpected training duos of the year. After Shakur Stevenson visited and trained with Tank, Shakur has a fight against William Zapeda coming up, while Tank has his rematch against Lamont Roach, and as a result, the pair met for some brief training ahead of their matches.
Cool.
Yes.
No, my God.
Yes, you're lying. You're lying.
Cool, you guys stop that shit.
You're lying. Yo. I was older than that. I was like 13.
Well,
I got the video. Like I literally got the video.
You was 13. Your God said, "Oh yeah."
Who? I don't even know what you talk about.
You know what I'm talking about. Shakur, stop that.
What you mean? I did. You said
so
I
happy.
The idea was brought up by Shakur Stevenson, who really wants Gervonta Davis to maintain his undefeated record and beat Lamont Roach, so they would get their fight later on. The idea for Shakur Stevenson is that if he faces and defeats William Zapeda and Tank defeats Roach, then their matchup will go unhindered.
6-7 more fights and I'm naming names. One of the guys, obviously, you and Shakur got into it on Twitter. You was like, you wanted them 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
For sure?
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
Do you think that's going to be your hardest fight?
Hell no.
Nah?
Wow.
Because he a good boxer, nigga. Like, that's when I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
Right,
his power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You think he got defense?
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch.
However, Shakur Stevenson has so many fears for Tank, especially after the draw he had in the first fight. Shakur Stevenson met up with him so they could both sharpen each other's skills.
It's your shit fix. You come on.
Cap. That's Cap. Okay. Answer this. Okay, Cap. I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the real.
Go ahead.
Did Tank want to come train with me in Colorado?
Not that I know of.
Oh my God! On what?
I'm not saying he didn't.
On what?
I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it.
Zapeda is a knockout artist, so Shakur needs some power to repay Zapeda. Gervonta Davis, on the other hand, needs to be at his best offensively and defensively, and it's this defensive duty that Shakur Stevenson has come for. Boxing fans, on seeing this newly formed partnership, went into a frenzy in the comment section. Are my eyes deceiving me? Tank and Shakur in one place. Wow! Now that there's no rift between them anymore, I hope they can make this fight happen now, a fan said.
And Tank got in the ring, and you asked Coach, can I spar Tank?
I was older than that. I got the video.
And no, you was little. And they said, yeah, you can get in there with. And your God said, oh yeah. Your God said, yeah, oh yeah.
This nigga.
That's the first time I seen your God, bro. He said,
hey, look.
Hey, I'm alive, Shakur.
Another added, Tank and Shakur go way back. They are long overdue for a good fight, and we really can't wait. Shakur Stevenson's determination to fight Gervonta Davis is admirable. He takes blow after blow, but he doesn't care. He raises his hand and demands to fight the Baltimore native. It's his passion, and it wouldn't surprise me if it were his lifelong dream. For now, though, he has to wait and focus on William Zapeda. The fight will take place in New York, providing a great opportunity for him to demonstrate his abilities in the ring. If he wins, his record will reach 24-0.
Be aggressive and come forward, and he couldn't do that. So he turned to a boxer, and I mean, it was good work. I ain't gonna take nothing away from him as a fighter. But at the end of the day, he lying. He know he can't beat me. When it comes down to that sparring, I felt like I did my thing. I felt like I did what I was supposed to do. I came and did what I was supposed to do. Actually, after the first time we sparred, because I'm a real person and I keep everything 100.
Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis is set to face Lamont Roach Jr. on August 16th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. According to the latest reports, this will be a rematch of their controversial draw in March. However, Shakur has many doubts about Gervonta in this fight between Tank and Roach. He believes Gervonta will lose again, which would be bad news because a possible fight with Davis would be off the table.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
I
might
keep
be
saying
afraid?
his name for.
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what?
After the first time we sparred, he sparred Richardson first. And he put me in second. He came up to me after the sparring. He's like, yo, I'll never put you in second no more. Like, I'll never put you in second. And then from there on, every time we spar, he'll put me in first. And instead of him like being in that walk down crazy mode that he try to go in and knock.
In an interview with The Ring, Stevenson spoke about the potential rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr., offering some intriguing insights. When it comes to a rematch, I don't see it like everyone else. I know what Tank is up against, so he's going to have to be 100% at his best and then some, he said. He can't just be at his best, he has to be better than last time. I know the fight between Tank and me is important, so I'm worried about not getting the chance to fight him while he's still undefeated with Lamont Roach ahead of him. The reality is that a defeat for Gervonta against Roach would no longer be surprising. The challenger silenced his critics and showed what he is capable of.
How you think one coming up with
I
Tank
hope he
and
don't
Roach?
fight Lamont, actually. Like, I hope he don't get in the ring with him again. Because at the end of the day, if he lose, it's just going to look bad on the fight with me. So, it's going to look like somebody else already did it.
You want Tank to knock you out, yo.
I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I heard him say before. I didn't say, like, yo, I want to fight Tank. And that's nice, but why do you want Tank to knock you out so bad? Like,
Look. That sound good. That sound real good. But he's too little.
Too little.
I promise you he's too little.
He is hungry for revenge after feeling robbed in the first fight. In fact, he complained to the New York Commission. We'll see if Gervonta can turn things around. He put on a disappointing performance, but now he has a chance to redeem himself and prove that what happened a couple of months ago was just luck. Boxing fans know the drill all too well. A tight decision in a championship bout leads to cries for a rematch. Fighters adjust their strategies. The second meeting often looks nothing like the first. This familiar cycle is playing out again as Gervonta Davis prepares to face Lamont Roach for a second time on August 16th. Their first encounter earlier this year surprised many observers.
Davis Lamont Roach fight.
Yeah.
I know you always said that you could beat Tank. Did you see anything new that you possibly can neutralize if y'all were to fight?
You know, it's crazy. Just because, like, I've been in the ring with Lamont, so I knew that Lamont was a really good fighter. So I kind of knew how the fight was going to go out. Like, if you ask anybody that's around me, I told them exactly how the fight was going to go from head to toe. And it did exactly what I thought.
The heavily favored Davis couldn't put away the determined challenger. Roach took Tank the distance, something few expected. Now the boxing world awaits the sequel with bated breath, including one particularly interested observer. World Boxing Council lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson. The undefeated champion has trained alongside Roach in the past. He knows firsthand what the challenger brings to the table. While many expect Davis to make adjustments and dominate the rematch, Stevenson sees things differently. His insights shed light on a fight that could reshape the lightweight division. The stakes couldn't be higher for all three men, with millions of dollars and career-defining opportunities hanging in the balance.
I ain't really see like nothing different. It was the same Tank to me. Like he's fast, strong, got okay defense. I can't really give you like, I ain't see nothing different. So truthfully, I ain't see no holes, and I see holes all the time with him.
This refreshing take cuts against the grain of boxing's conventional wisdom. Most analysts predict Tank will solve the Roach puzzle the second time around. Stevenson isn't buying it. The boxing champion speaks from experience. He even backed his conviction with his wallet, betting on the first fight to go the distance. That bet paid off handsomely. For For Stevenson, this rematch carries personal implications. He revealed that he wanted to fight Gervonta Davis as an undefeated fighter, a feat that seems difficult given his next fight with Lamont Roach. I know that me and Tank have a big fight, so it worries me that I won't get my opportunity to fight him as an undefeated fighter with Lamont Roach in front of him.
Could we get like the breaking news on the Danza project?
Oh yeah, we could talk about it. Yeah, the fight is happening. Me versus William Zapeda. This is a guy who I feel as though been running from me for at least 2 to 3 years now. It's good to finally get him in the ring and corner him in to where he ain't got no choice but to fight me. So now with me,
this candid admission reveals the chess game happening behind the scenes. A Davis loss would derail the lucrative showdown boxing fans have been clamoring for. Stevenson sees a challenging night ahead for Davis regardless. The champion acknowledges Davis could make adjustments and dominate, but his insider knowledge gives him pause. While Stevenson watches nervously from the sidelines, Davis and Roach will determine everyone's future on August 16th. It's tough watching someone else ascend the spotlight while you're left waiting in the wings, especially when you've proven you're among the best. Shakur Stevenson appears to be facing that very frustration, as Gervonta Davis is now rumored to fight Jake Paul before ever stepping in the ring with him.
Okay, he's a good fighter. Like Zapeda, the fans talk about him being a good fighter. Tank, all these fans love Tank, so when they see me fight them guys, they ain't gonna have no choice.
He was like this the whole fight. All right, in your mind, is there a fighter that'll make you go, that pull out everything that's in your utility belt? Because you don't get credit for your body work, and that's, to me, that might be the, outside of your defense, that might be the best part of your game, like the little subtle touches to the body.
The problem child, who is supposed to fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. on June 28, 2025, at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, was originally vying for a fight against Canelo Alvarez earlier this year. However, that fight quickly fell apart after the Mexican superstar signed a 4-fight deal with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Disgruntled, Paul's next move was to chase Gervonta Davis instead. According to reports, the pair was close to announcing a fight, but in a shocking turn of events, Davis failed to beat Lamont Roach Jr., reaching a majority decision draw in their March fight. This threw cold water on their plans to make the Paul versus Davis fight.
Get your thoughts on it. You know, the Ring Magazine rankings did come out, and we know your accolades, we know what you've done. You know, Keyshawn's made a lot of noise recently, and that's your boy, but what do you think about him being ranked above you?
So what do you think about the rankings?
I mean, if you're asking me personally, Kevin Garcia, I think that you should be ranked #1.
Okay. So
based on your accolades.
The guy at #1 is a guy that just had a draw his last fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, what are we talking about? It ain't really nothing to even talk about. It is what it is.
Despite that, in an interview recently, Jake Paul shared an update about fighting Davis in November. "We're working on it behind the scenes to make that happen," Paul said. Obviously, that's a fight where the fans are going to win, and it's going to be the biggest event of the year. He also noted that the fight would most likely be an exhibition, given the significant weight difference between the two.
We got the rematch announced today with him and Lamont Roach. I think August 16th.
They announced it today?
So what do you think, you know, considering you were one of the handful of people to pick Lamont Roach, giving him a tough fight? What do you think?
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better.
Meanwhile, the World Boxing Council lightweight champion, who has been vying for a fight against Tank Davis for years, was pressed about his thoughts on Davis potentially facing Jake Paul. "Man, Tank is disrespectful to the sport if he chooses that over fighting with me," Stevenson told Fight Hub TV. "I'm the best fighter in the sport. He called cap on it. So if he's gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove, bro." Shakur Stevenson is at a crossroads in his career. Heading into his second straight fight on a Riyadh season card, Stevenson will get his first significant test of this phase of his career when he meets mandatory challenger William Zapeda at Louis Armstrong Stadium in the Corona section of Queens, New York.
Didn't say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
Stevenson, who will be making the third defense of his World Boxing Council lightweight title, was present when Riyadh season head Turki Al-Sheikh called into Thursday's press conference in New York to remind the public that a fight with Gervonta "Tank" Davis, which would likely be the most lucrative and high-profile fight of Stevenson's career, remains a target for the New Jersey native, even as big money flows into the sport from Saudi Arabia, making the impossible suddenly seem possible. Stevenson says there is only one southpaw lightweight he is focused on at the moment.
Shakur, Johnny Boy Boxing and fight height. If you beat Zapeda, do you feel that that's the toughest test of your career? And they'll give you the credit if you win?
Who knows? It's a never-ending process, you know. I think I stopped looking for credit because at the end of the day, once you get the credit, something else happen, they gonna move on anyway.
Right now, all that's in my mind is July 12th. Of course I want the Tank fight. I've been saying that for years, but truthfully, if I don't get past Zapeda, there is no Tank fight. Zapeda is first, and I'm coming to stand on business, said Stevenson. 23-0, who is coming off a 9th-round stoppage of late replacement Josh Padley in February. Also know that I'm not sleeping on William Zapeda. This is a fighter in front of me that has been waiting on this opportunity his entire life. I knew Zapeda back when I was 15, 16 years old, and he was focused then. I understand that this is his moment too, so at the end of the day, I gotta go lock in and I gotta step on him. I've always been a fighter that's known to be very disciplined, very focused. This is not the exception. This is the biggest fight of my life, the greatest opportunity that I've had. I want to be known as a Mexican legend, but not only as a Mexican legend, but a legend in the sport of boxing. I look at this fight like a movie, almost like Meldrick Taylor versus Julio Cesar Chavez, and I just want that type of fight, said Zapeda.
Could we get like the breaking news on the Danza Project?
Oh yeah, we could talk about it. Yeah, the fight is happening. Me versus William Zapeda. This is a guy who I feel as though been running from me for at least 2 to 3 years now. It's good to finally get him in the ring and corner him in to where he ain't got no choice but to fight me. So now with me,
Zapeda took the opportunity in this public venue to challenge Stevenson, a defensive wizard who fights as well in the pocket as he does at range, to stand at close quarters and trade punches to give the fans a fight reminiscent of the action in the first Chavez-Taylor fight in 1990. Stevenson didn't bite, saying he's focused more on putting all of the elements of his game together. It sounds like that's what they want me to do, so I'm coming there to put on a performance. I'm not focusing on doing one thing. I'm not focusing on standing there. I'm not focusing on boxing. I'm coming there to put on the best performance of my career, and July 12th, Zapeda is going to remember my name, said Stevenson.
Honestly, I can't tell you the best part of my game, just because like some nights it may be my jab, some nights it may be the body work, some nights it may be the defense. I'm a type of fighter, I adjust to whoever's in front of me. So if Tank in front of me, I'm going to adjust and do what I got to do to make sure I come out victorious. If Zapeda's in front of me, I'm going to do exactly what I'm supposed to do to come out victorious. So there's so many arsenals to my game, but...
As of now, most of the talks exhibit familiar patterns. Following the great boxing traditions of his country, Zapeda will likely take the battle to the enemy's court. In contrast, Stevenson, an Olympic silver medalist, will unveil his full technical know-how to deflect and move, blunting the Mexican's swarming attack. So as the discussions continued, an interesting incident took place. It featured a light-hearted banter between Stevenson and Zapeda's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. Though bellowing with laughter to a few, however, it looked like De La Hoya revealed the secrets to breach Fort Zapeda. The screenshot of the messages between De La Hoya and Stevenson was shared through an Instagram post. Expressing both surprise and laughter at the exchange, the caption read, "Oscar De La Hoya leaks Zapeda's game plan versus Shakur."
Hey, what's up, Clapback Thursdays? Let's start with the WBC and ordering Shakur Stevenson versus William Zapeda. Ordering? What does that mean? They ordered Canelo Benavidez like 3 years ago, and that hasn't happened. William will make his decision very soon, and he has 3 other options. Shakur Stevenson, you're a free agent.
So what exactly did the Golden Boy divulge? You see, De La Hoya was laughing when he said, "Just aim for the chest." Shakur Stevenson responded in toto. Cracking up, he told the former champion turned promoter to chill Oscar. In the background, video of Stevenson's recent visit to a gym where he interacted with young boxing enthusiasts was playing. To set the record straight, from a mere screenshot, it is difficult to conclude whether De La Hoya is actually sharing some secrets with Stevenson. The bigger question is, why would he jeopardize and ruin his own fighter's match and record? Given the overall vibe of the messages, the caption, and the post, it's fair to assume it's just a joke. The chat actually featured in a Ring magazine post. As the video of Stevenson sparring with youngsters in a Cleveland gym went viral, De La Hoya joined a few fans for a cheeky back and forth.
You're a great fighter, great talent, but not for me. I believe that when somebody says you're not fighting for the public, I cannot promote. Now, there's a lot of rumors going on that the Saudis are gonna take over boxing and buy out every single promoter. Well, guess what? I haven't been approached, so don't believe everything you read. Clapback Thursdays.
However, it's tough to say whether the former 6th Division champion's jibe was aimed at Stevenson or his sparring partners. But putting aside the witty remarks, one is indeed bothered. William Zapeda will be Shakur Stevenson's biggest test thus far. He has faced some big names in the past, but none match Zapeda's firepower and zeal. With nearly 82% of his 33 wins secured through early stoppage, the Mexican-born southpaw knows he has the best chance to become a world champion. Revealing that he's coming for a dogfight, during an interview he said, "I don't care if I get knocked out." Then Zapeda's recent fights against Tevin Farmer reveal a lot for Shakur Stevenson to draw a blueprint. Zapeda emerged victorious in both. However, with the first fight ending in a split decision and the second one faring slightly better at a majority decision, Farmer was able to lay bare a few chinks in Zapeda's armor. That's enough study material for Stevenson to gauge his upcoming opponent's weakness to exploit when they meet. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.